labels like this in the United States? No. All right. In the pharmacopoeia in the 1700s, basically all the way through the 1930s, cannabis tinctures were listed as treatments for rheumatism, arthritis, upset stomach, right? All the things that we know from the medical marijuana literature. Right? But we also, for years and years, had hemp. Right? And this is the, hey, Thomas Jefferson grew pot stuff. Hey, George Washington grew pot. Okay. I don't think George Washington was like smoking bowls with his slaves. Right? It was just not part of the process, right? And they find this thing in Thomas Jefferson's diary, and it's like we had to separate the male plants from the female plants. And they're like, look, see, can't you tell? Jefferson was a stoner. I don't think so. Right? They just had to separate the plants in order to use them. Right? What was the drawback? Right? Hemp does not give up its fiber easily. Right? First of all, why do I not think Thomas Jefferson smoked this? This was really long stalks, okay, as tall as you could grow it, not great big stinky buds. Right? The idea is you want to have fiber, not pharmacy. Right? And that was part of it. What did they do? They literally cut it up, roll it up like hay, let it sit wet for a while so that it can sort of soften up. Then they break it in this horrible, back-breaking looking hemp machine, right? The decorticators, right? Jefferson also wrote, boy, it's really hard on the slaves. Like, dude, thanks. It's nice of you. Really thoughtful. I don't know if he was banging any of the slaves, but I know that that's part of the whole war, too. Right? And then turn that into fiber, get that into rope, get that also into different hemp cloth products. Right? So there are tons and tons of things that you can make with hemp, but it's not easy. Right? Well, what's going on? Yes, you can definitely make rope. You can definitely make grassrootsnaturalgoods.com. Right? They have this kick-ass hemp hammock. Come on. Right? Who wouldn't like that in the summertime? How far does it go back? This is the thing that really let us know the plant's been around a long time. So in 8000 BCE, okay, we've got these clay pots that have obviously been decorated with fibers from hemp, all right, in what is now basically Taiwan. Just to put it in perspective, linen and cotton are fucking pictures compared to hemp. Right? Literally thousands of years younger than hemp fibers. Right? So this is not some kind of brand new thing. Right? Invariably, people say, well, why don't we have it anymore? Okay? And part of it is cotton really did usurp everything. Once some of the cotton gin invention stuff got popular, it was easier on the slaves. But it uses a shitload of water, a shitload of fertilizer, and isn't very eco-friendly. If we convert it back to hemp, things really could get better. Right? The clincher too is everybody says, oh, hemp is going to be psychoactive. Right? Again, we're talking really long stalks. How much THC is in hemp? So certainly less than 2%, often less than 1%. There's a strain now that they grow that's 0.15% THC. If you can imagine a joint the size of a telephone pole, that's what you'd have to smoke, right, in order to get high off hemp that's 0.15% THC. The fabrics are good. Right? I used to have the hemp underwear. I had them for 4 years. I finally had to throw them away. I got in trouble at USC for showing them while I was wearing them. And yeah, they always come with like a little leaf on them and stuff like that. But the bottom line is, look, they take dye, they can take a fold, they can be softer. I can't pretend like they feel like linen, but they can definitely do it. It's a possibility. Right? And ironically, you can now import hemp fabric into the US and use it in clothing, but you can't actually grow the hemp. So I'm allowed to buy these pants, and even if I smoked the whole thing, I do have these black socks, but who likes to wear socks? All right. Well, how far back does the fabric go? Herodotus mentioned it in the Histories in 450. All right. And literally, it was great from then on. And then, in certain situations, it was considered regal. Right? In the Asian countries, it was really there. Then we start to see a move away from it in the 1800s. Right? In part because cotton had easier processing and purportedly easier harvesting. Eating, apparently, the birds would eat like the seeds, and then they would taste kind of funny. Can you imagine eating a chicken that's sort of hemp flavored? Although that might sound kind of good to some people. Right? Chicken with basil and pot. Is hemp fiber going to return? Every state certainly looks for it. And actually, after 1937, the Marijuana Tax Act, there was one little loophole during World War II. And we had this wonderful black and white movie called Hemp for Victory. And you can imagine what it was about. It was encouraging farmers to grow hemp, to make ropes for the war effort. And I realize in modern time, like, we don't think about, hey, the Navy needs ropes. And it's all about, oh, let's press buttons and bomb people, shit. Right? But lo and behold, this was a big deal, right? And it's like a 12-minute documentary on how to grow hemp, how to get your little approval stamp, how to make sure it all happens. Giant stock hemp things, big harvesting machines and all stuff like that. And on the last day, I mean, after we've done everything, I'll show it. It's kind of fun. Hemp for victory. Hawaii had a hemp law for a while. North Dakota keeps flirting with it. You can't seem to make it happen here in the United States, but you can import. Right? Trader Joe's used to have this hemp flake cereal when I was in California, and then it kind of disappeared. Right? So again, it's not psychoactive. And then I used to give out these little hemp seed snacks for folks who got 100 on the exam, and I can't seem to find those anymore. Roasted hemp seed with a little chili powder, that's yummy stuff. Right, so I know it's a mystery, but this is what the seeds look like. Right? And literally in 1982, if I had said, I know it's a mystery, everybody would have cracked up fucking laughing. All right? But how often do you see a seed in a bag of pot anymore? Right? And there's a Spanish word for without seeds. What is that? Sensimilla. All right? And boy, in the 70s when we first saw dude, it's sensimilla. It was all buds and no seeds. Right? It was also a whopping $30 a lid. Right? Lid was selling for an ounce. And $30 was, you couldn't fucking believe they charged $30 for an ounce. What's an ounce go for now? Oh, I'll turn around. Go ahead, yell it out.
250 to 350.
Yeah. You can get it out for $3.80 if you're really dumb, right? $30. But it's got no seeds, right? But then this whole cannabis ritual of going through it all and getting the seeds out, which was part of what you did on an album cover, right? When you were listening to the Bee Gees, was really part of this whole ritual. That was gone. No more. Sensimilla. Okay. So these are the seeds. The problem is, looking at the seeds, you don't know, is it going to be a male plant or a female plant? Right? Which is the plant that's psychoactive? Female. Gee, you think men made up this designation? Right? None of these seeds have a penis. Yeah?
What about companies that claim that female seeds?
What about
Companies that claim that you can sell you female seeds?
the companies that claim you can sell you female seeds? Right? I don't know how they do it. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's unlikely. Right? Do most growers work from seeds anymore? They grow from a clone. Okay? Literally, you have a plant, the mother plant, kind of like the mother ship. Okay? Take good care of it. Keep it big. Keep it healthy. And then you cut little cuttings off of it, just like my mother-in-law does with basil. Okay? And you go plant that, right? So you don't have to start from the seed every time. Right? How do? You got to get them wet, you got to sprout them, hope, right? Put them under light. Why so much light and why so much heat? Okay. In fact, where is the psychoactive part? In the resin, in those trichome glands. How did those evolve? It looks like they're a way to protect the seeds and to keep the plant from getting too hot. So those stickier, resinier plants are the ones that are responding, in part genetically, but also in part from the environment that is hotter. Right? Is this just more about pot than you ever wanted to know?
That's not a thing.
That's not a thing.
That's not a thing? You can't know too much about pot, and you can never have too much chocolate.